Hey there, Davin Ogden here from thatdavinatorguy.com, and today on Peer Leverage Leaders we're going to be walking through the lead capture system here at Peer Leverage, and I'm just going to take you a little bit through a run-through of how to get it set up and what you got to do to get started with it. So let's get going here. The very first thing when it comes to lead capture system that we need to understand here is that it's tied directly in to all of your affiliate URLs, and in the case of Peer Leverage, our affiliate URLs under the promotional tools, they're actually squeeze pages. So when a person, I'll just let one open up here, when a person adds their name into your one of your squeeze page URLs, they automatically get sent into your lead capture system. And inside of the lead capture system, inside of Peer Leverage, we have a whole bunch of messages that have already been created by Peer Leverage themselves. So it's really easy to get set up quick and running right away with it. So that's the first thing you need to understand. And if you see inside of your affiliate URLs here, you have 7 different squeeze pages to work with. For the time being anyway. They will be adding some and taking some away over time to keep things fresh as far as our understanding goes. So I mean, that'll be great for down the road. So now that you understand that it ties into the back end of your lead capture system and your follow-up series back there, let's actually get into that area. And to get into that area, we're going to go to the Level 1 Marketing Suite tab, and then we're just going to get into the lead capture system. Okay, and right here at the top of the screen here, you'll see we have a whole bunch of 6 different campaigns. And for each one of these campaigns, the very first thing we're going to want to do is to put the campaign settings to our own personal settings. And this is actually really important. Oh, I went to Facebook for some reason there. So I'm going to go into the Peer Leverage Lead campaign. And when I did this, I just did all 6 of them all at once. You can do it whichever way you want, but I figured I'd just get it out of the way all in one go. So at the top here, you'll see we got Peer Leverage Lead. And if you want to change this to whatever you want, you can. I believe the default is Peer Leverage Lead, so I'm just going to be leaving that for this campaign. And here, when you get into this area, you're probably just going to see the name that you signed up to Peer Leverage with. But if you want, you should change it to something you're happy with. Like in my case, I have TDG in brackets, and that stands for That Davinator Guy. And then Davin Ogden, and I have a couple of asterisks around it, and that just helps me to stand out in a person's inbox just that little bit much more. So it helps you to stand out a little bit from the rest of the noise. And this part here, this is very, very important, and don't kid yourself thinking it's not, because it really is. Your from email address. The last thing you want to do here is have like a Yahoo at yahoo.com or an at AOL or even an at Hotmail. Do not use those email addresses. Those email addresses are highly associated with spam, and if you use one of those endings, you're likely to end up in that person's spam folder as well. Even though Peer Leverage has excellent delivery rates, because I tested it myself, you still don't want to do that. Even though they got good delivery rates, you could kill yourself right there by having something like at yahoo.com or at AOL. And if you really have to use like one of those web-based addresses like Hotmail or whatever, if you really have to use one of those, use a Gmail. But my best recommendation here is, hopefully you have your own domain, or if you don't, you will soon, but my best recommendation here is to use one of your own domains. So in my case, it's Davin at thatdavinatorguy.com. And that's very, very important, guys. I can't stress how important that is. Okay, so the next little section here is a notification email. And if you want to get notified every time that a person signs up to your list, then you'll get an email sent to this address. So this one could be pretty much anyone you want to get notified at. So in my case, I got that Devinator Guy at Gmail. And the unsubscribe text, when it is, when you look in here at default, I believe it just said click here to unsubscribe. But you might want to personalize that a bit. For my own purpose, I put I'd hate to see you go. However, if for any reason you'd like to unsubscribe, you can do so by clicking this link. So you might want to personalize that up a bit. And the activation text, I can't remember what the default said, but it was really basic. And for me, I put a little bit of a personalized message in here saying, thank you so much. Click here to confirm your request now. So once you've done setting that up, you're going to want to come down here. Oh, and this one too. If you're going to be getting like say 50 to 100 subscribers a day or something like that, you may not want to have this turned on. But if you're just kind of starting out and you want to be notified when you do get a new subscriber, then you can probably leave that on. But be sure to click the edit button here down here so you save your settings. And then after that, what you're going to want to do is go through each of these. You can do it all at once, or just a little bit at a time. But every single one of these is going to have to be customized in that way to say whatever you'd like it to. So just so you know. Okay, so from here, what we're going to want to do is the next part is you have to set up your confirmation message or your opt-in message. And the same thing here. Where is it? Here it comes. This one here, this is the default. It just says join to campaign, and up here it says hello subscriber full name. Now that's pretty generic. Might not look all that appealing if a person gets it in their inbox. So again, here you might want to customize it a bit. So we could just do something like this: hello subscriber full name. Thank you. Thanks for signing up. Or you could put, please confirm your request. Or something along those lines. And down in the actual message itself, it just comes with this join to campaign thing here. Again, pretty impersonal. You're probably going to want to change that a bit. So in here we could put something like, hey there, thank you so much for requesting more information about Pure Leverage and its amazing opportunity. I only operate in the highest of ethical standards. So I must first ask you to confirm your request for more information, or whatever you want to put. That's just normally something I put, something along those lines anyway. This just makes good sense, or actually this just protects both of us, and it just plain makes good sense, or whatever you want to put. But that's what I normally put, something like that anyway. And I would take out that join to campaign, that join to part. And in here, with the standard Pure Leverage lead capture system, you can't actually change the confirmation link. It's already built in. So that's about all we can do as far as editing the opt-in confirmation message. So then you're going to want to copy that. Oops, oh darn it, that was something I had before. That figures. I'm not even sure if I got it copied. No, I didn't. Anyways, what you would normally do is you would copy and paste that from the HTML portion down into your text portion, just so they both say the same thing in there. And I could go and fix it up right now, but I'm not even going to save this one. I'm sure you understand what I was doing in there, and it's I just happen to have something else on my clipboard, unfortunately. Okay, so from there, that is we've got our confirmation page, or our confirmation email set up. We have our campaign settings set up, and the next thing we have to do is to get into the actual follow-up messages. So right here I'm on my Peer Leverage lead campaign, and again you're going to have to do this for each and every different one of your campaigns, but so I'm in my Peer Leverage lead campaign, so I'm going to go into follow-up messages, and that's right under messages there, you see. And inside of here, when you first go into here, instead of it saying a 0, it's going to say a 1. And I'm not really sure why they had it set to 1, because it should come out on a 0 date, but that's just the way it was when I got in here. So you have to switch it to a 0 so that they get that first message the very first day instead of having to wait a day for it. So to switch all that, we just got to get into edit. And mine did used to say 1, but I just switched it to 0, so that's easy enough. You know, it was 1, so you just switch it to 0, and you're good to go. And all of these messages inside of Peer Leverage, this one is edited because I edited it a little while ago. Excuse me. They're already pre-made and whatnot, but you're probably going to want to go through them and read them through, and you know, probably want to personalize them to yourself a little bit. I noticed in these messages that because Peer Leverage created them, they were saying, you know, our system does this and this and this, and you know, when you join our system and stuff like that. So they wrote it because of, well, it was their system, but you want to personalize it a little bit more. You might want to say something like the Peer Leverage system instead of our system. And stuff like that, and you just want to read through them, make sure they read through fine. And myself, I'm a little bit more picky when it comes to how my messages are edited. I like them to look you know, nice and clean, so I go through and I see if there's a part where I can add a headline a few times throughout the text, and the reason being is when people see different headlines, it usually compels them to read a little bit more down the messages, so they do actually get to the end of the message. So that might be something that you want to do. See here, I just added titles, and then I put little kind of like barrier, or the title inside of barriers like that, and then I just bold that whole part there. And to bold something in here, it's really quite easy. You know, you would just, let's say I was bolding this. I don't think it is right now, or it is. But anyways, okay, if I was going to bold that, we would just select it and then come up here and go bold. Or if I wanted to italicize it, we just do that. But of course I don't want to do that for that portion. And the same thing, let's say for example, you wanted to change the color of some of the text in here. So down here I have this little portion of my message here. It's just italicized. Then I come over here to the color button, and then I click red, and it's done. So this is a full HTML editor in here. And of course you're going to want to take the changes. Well, not the HTML portion won't copy over into your text portion, but you want to have the same message copied over. So if you took the time to make nice brackets and stuff like this, and titles, and you're going to want to copy that back down into your other section here. And you'll notice here, and I noticed this myself, is that a lot of the stuff that is in the HTML portion, when you get it down into the text, like take this line for instance, it's a whole different length in the text portion, and you're going to want to maybe clean that up a little bit too. This one here isn't cleaned up. I use the advanced autoresponder in the system, which I'll do in another video, but this is just to get you up and running quickly. So you're going to want to pay attention to stuff like that too. You may have to, say make these lines down here just a little bit longer so it looks a little better and whatnot. But I'm not too worried about that because I already have mine set up in the advanced system. Okay, and one thing here. Now, when you become a member of Peer Leverage Leaders, one of the greatest things about joining our team as opposed to others is we give out excellent bonuses that Gavin has created for people. The VIP Wealth Academy, that whole system, and that whole bonus course that he developed, nobody else has access to do that. I mean, actually very few teams go to the trouble of creating high-level training like Gavin has for our team. So when you become a member of Peer Leverage Leaders, you'll get customized promotional material that you'll be able to use to give out the bonus package. And Gavin gives out like a bonus 90-day course, that gets you up and running from start to finish, so you'll be profitable within your first 90 days and the whole rest of that. And that is one of the big perks of joining Peer Leverage Leaders over other, instead of joining Peer Leverage through other people. And we have mastermind groups, and God, it's just a phenomenal community. So you'll also get access to all of this stuff here, and this is just a little customized message that as a Peer Leverage Leader, and I'm on Gavin's team, I'm allowed to put at the top of my messages, and so will you if you become part of our team. So just a couple more things I figured I'd walk you through, like adding an image, pretty straightforward. I'll take this one away for a minute, but you'll see here that we have a little image icon, and I already have this one in here, but you would just type in a URL to the image that you're using, that you uploaded onto your own server, so it would be your domain and probably inside of your images folder, and then you just type that address in there. And you're going to want to put an image description in here too, because for visually impaired people, they have their email messages read out to them by different programs sometimes, and it'll tell them like, this is Davin Ogden's header image here, or if it was yours, it would tell them that too. It's for visually impaired people, but you should have that in there. So then you just click insert, and there you have your image. And as you can see, I have another one down here. It's the same thing. You would go through the same process. So that's really about it as far as I can see. Or actually, no, there's one more thing I have to mention in here before I move on to the next video, and that is these links. You have to absolutely make sure that these links are left intact, because what these links in the pre-made emails do is they track back to you, so it makes sure that you get credit for the sale and not somebody else. In another video, I probably will go into an advanced way to do it. Like in my advanced autoresponder, I have it set up that I have redirects from my own domain that go to Peer Leverage, so I make sure that I get credit for the sale. But in the messages that are already pre-made, we have all of these links in there already. So if you haven't got a way to redirect them using your own other resources and whatnot yet, then just leave those the way that they are in here, so you can make sure that you get credit for the sale. So that's the Peer Leverage lead capture system, the D1 that you get. And in the next video, that I create, I'm actually going to get into setting up these custom, well, we get 4 pre-made campaigns that gets you up and running fast with Pure Leverage. And then if you have your own other side business, whatever it might be, then you can set up your own customized business section in here as well. But that will be for another video. So I hope that helped inform you a little bit about the lead capture system inside of Pure Leverage, and I will see you next time. This is Davin Ogden signing off.